They sold my dead husband's Purple Heart for free. By the time I was done with them, they lost everything. I'm standing in my daughter-in-law's driveway, staring at my dead husband's Purple Heart in a cardboard box marked free. My hands won't stop shaking. The box is sitting between a broken lamp and a stack of my son's baby photos. $5 for the photos. Free for my Frank's military service. Free for 43 years of marriage. Free for the man who built half the houses in this neighborhood with his bare hands. Amber doesn't see me yet. She's laughing with a neighbor, holding up my wedding china. Yeah, clearing out my mother-in-law's junk. You know how old people are. They hoard everything. I never said I was clearing anything out. I never said she could touch Frank's things. I never said any of this was okay. But I don't say that. Not yet. I just sit in my car with the engine running, watching my life get sold for pocket change. The ceramic owl I made in a pottery class when Jeremy was 10, $3. The quilt my mother sewed for our wedding, $10. Frank's toolbox, the one he carried to every job site for 30 years, $15. I should leave, drive away, pretend I didn't see this. That's what the old Connie would do. The one who made excuses, who said they're just stressed and I'm sure they didn't mean it, and family is family. But that Connie died 3 weeks ago. She died the moment my son told me I couldn't come to my own granddaughter's graduation. She died when his wife sent me a text message that said, "Sell your phone if you need money," after they'd already taken $16,000 from me this year alone. She died in this driveway, watching everything she loved marked down like trash at a sidewalk sale. I turn off the engine, get out of the car. My legs feel like water, but I walk anyway. Amber sees me. Her smile freezes, just for a second. Then it comes back, bigger, faker. "Connie, oh my God, what are you doing here? We were just cleaning out the garage and found some old stuff and thought, why let it sit there? That's my husband's Purple Heart." She glances at the box, shrugs. "Oh, is that what that is? I thought it was just some old metal thing. Jeremy said you were downsizing anyway, so I'm not downsizing." "Well, you should be. That big house, all by yourself, all that stuff." "Where's Jeremy?" She crosses her arms. "At work, where he always is, trying to provide for his family. Unlike some people who just sit around expecting handouts. I gave you $8,000 in January for a roof that didn't need replacing. I gave you $3,500 in February for a tutor you never hired. I gave you $5,000 in March for a college deposit that was already paid." The neighbor lady is watching now. Amber's face goes red. "Those were loans. You never asked to borrow. You said you needed, and I gave, every single time." My voice isn't shaking anymore. It's steady, cold. I barely recognize it. "And now you're selling my dead husband's things without asking. In your driveway, for strangers. It's just stuff, Connie. It's my life, Amber." The words come out louder than I meant. The whole street goes quiet. A man watering his lawn turns to look. A woman walking her dog stops. I don't care. That Purple Heart was pinned on Frank by a general. Those photos are my son's childhood. That china was my grandmother's. You don't get to decide it's just stuff. You don't get to decide what matters to me. Amber's mouth opens and closes. For once, she has nothing to say. I walk to the box, pick up Frank's Purple Heart. It's dusty. There's a coffee ring on the case. I hold it against my chest, and I feel something break open inside me. Not sadness, something bigger, hotter. Rage. Where's the rest? What? The rest of his things. His tools, his jackets, the photo albums. Where are they? I don't know what you're... Where are they? She steps back. Actually steps back, like she's afraid of me. Good, she should be. In the garage. We haven't priced everything yet. I walk past her, right past her into the garage. And there it is. Boxes and boxes. Frank's clothes, my holiday decorations, Jeremy's report cards, my cookbooks, my mother's jewelry box. Everything that made my house a home, piled up like garbage waiting for disposal. I start opening boxes, taking things out, My hands are shaking again, but this time it's not fear. It's something else, something I haven't felt in 2 years. Not since Frank died and I became this quiet, grateful, convenient grandmother who never asked for anything and always said yes. Connie, you can't just watch me. I load my arms with photo albums, with Frank's favorite flannel shirt, with my mother's jewelry. I carry it to my car, come back for more. Amber's talking, but I can't hear her anymore. There's a ringing in my ears, a voice that sounds like Frank saying, "That's my girl," and "Don't let them make you small," and "You're stronger than you think." I make 4 trips. The neighbor lady is filming on her phone now. I don't care. Let her film. Let the whole world see. On my last trip, Amber grabs my arm. "You're making a scene. You're embarrassing yourself." I look at her hand on my arm, look at her face, and I smile. It's not a nice smile. "No, sweetheart. I'm just getting started." I pull my arm free, get in my car, and before I drive away, I roll down the window. "Tell Jeremy to call me. We need to talk about my will." Her face goes white, absolutely white. Good. If you've ever been pushed too far by family, hit that subscribe button. Because what I did next, they never saw it coming, and neither will you. I don't go home. Can't. The house feels like a museum now. Every room a memorial to things that don't exist anymore. Happy family dinners, grandson sleepovers, a husband who used to dance with me in the kitchen while bacon sizzled in the pan. Instead, I drive to Harold Price's law office, Frank's old business partner, the man who co-signed our first mortgage and stood up at our wedding and promised Frank he'd look after me if anything ever happened. His secretary looks surprised when I walk in without an appointment. "Mrs. Waller, I don't think Harold has any." "Tell him it's about Frank's will. Tell him it's urgent." She picks up the phone. 30 seconds later, Harold's office door opens. He's older now, 74, maybe 75, but his eyes are still sharp, and when he sees my face, something shifts in his expression. "Connie, come in." His office smells like coffee and old books, exactly like it did 20 years ago when Frank and I came here to set up our estate plan. Back when Jeremy was in college and we were planning for a future that felt solid, permanent, safe. "What happened?" Harold asks. And I tell him everything. The graduation exclusion, the money requests, the lies, the garage sale. My voice stays steady until I get to the Purple Heart in the free box. Then it cracks, just a little. Harold doesn't interrupt. He just listens, takes notes, and when I'm done, he sits back in his chair and sighs. "Frank was worried about this." "What?" 2 months before he died, he came to see me. "Without you." Said he needed to add something to your estate plan. My heart starts pounding. "What kind of something?" Harold opens a file cabinet, pulls out a folder. Inside is Frank's handwriting. I'd know it anywhere. The same messy scrawl that used to leave me love notes on the bathroom mirror. He called it the Jeremy clause. Harold slides the papers across the desk. He wanted to make sure you had protection. Financial protection, in case Jeremy ever took advantage. I stare at the document, at Frank's signature, at the date, March 15th, 6 weeks before the heart attack that took him from me in a grocery store parking lot while he was loading bags into the trunk. He knew? My voice comes out like a whisper. He suspected Amber's influence, the way Jeremy changed after they got married, how visits became less frequent unless they needed something. How conversations always seem to circle back to money or inheritance. Harold leans forward. "Frank loved your son, but he loved you more, and he wasn't going to leave you vulnerable." What does it say? The clause? It gives you the right to revoke Jeremy's inheritance if he commits financial elder abuse against you. The house, the life insurance payout, the retirement accounts, all of it. You can redirect everything to a charity or beneficiary of your choosing. I read the words, but they don't make sense. Not because they're complicated, because they mean Frank knew his son might hurt me, knew I'd need protecting, knew he wouldn't be here to do it himself. And he built me a weapon. Is it legal? Can I really? It's airtight. Oregon has strong elder abuse statutes. The text messages alone, asking you for money under false pretenses, selling your belongings without permission. That's textbook financial exploitation. Harold pulls out another form. All you have to do is sign. And I file it with the court. My hand hovers over the pen. Connie. Harold's voice is gentle. Frank made me promise. He said if this day ever came, I was supposed to tell you something. What? He said, Harold, if my son forgets who raised him, you remind Connie who she is. She's not a doormat. She's not a bank account. She's the strongest woman I ever met, and she deserves better than being treated like she's disposable. The tears come then, hot and fast, and I can't stop them. Frank, my Frank, protecting me even from the grave. What happens if I sign? Jeremy gets nothing. The house sells when you pass, or sooner if you choose. Proceeds go to whatever cause you designate. Life insurance, retirement accounts, everything redirected. And Jeremy finds out. When I file the paperwork, which I can do today, I think about my son, little Jeremy, who used to crawl into bed with us during thunderstorms, who cried when his goldfish died and made Frank give it a full funeral in the backyard, who hugged me so tight on his wedding day and whispered, I love you, Mom, in my ear. That Jeremy died somewhere along the way. Maybe when he said I do to a woman who sees people as assets. Maybe when he stopped calling unless he needed something. Maybe when he looked at his grieving mother and decided she was worth less than keeping his wife happy. I don't know when it happened, but I know it did. And I know what Frank would want me to do. I pick up the pen. Who should I name as beneficiary? Anyone you want. A nonprofit, a scholarship fund, a Cascade Elder Justice Fund. Harold blinks. The organization that helps seniors fight financial abuse? Yes. I sign my name. It doesn't even shake. If I can't save my son from what he's become, maybe I can save someone else's mother from the same thing. Harold notarizes it right there, makes copies, seals the original in an envelope. This goes into effect immediately. I'll send Jeremy a certified letter. He'll have it by Monday. Good. I stand to leave. Harold walks me to the door. Connie? Frank would be proud of you. I nod. Can't speak. If I speak, I'll fall apart. In my car, I sit for a long time. Then I pull out my phone. Text Jeremy. We need to talk. About your grandmother's graduation. And my will. Call me. I wait. Watch the dots appear, disappear, appear again. Then, can't talk now. At work. Not I'm sorry, not what's wrong, not are you okay, just can't talk now. I block the number, start the car, and drive away from the last piece of hope I was holding on to. Maya shows up at my door 3 days later, my granddaughter, 18 years old, Princeton bound, the little girl I raised every summer while her parents worked. The one who used to fall asleep in my lap during movie nights and called me her real mom when she was 6 and angry at Amber for missing her dance recital. She's crying when I open the door. Grandma, I didn't know. I swear I didn't know. I pull her inside, hold her. She's taller than me now, but she still fits against my shoulder the same way she did when she was small. Didn't know what, baby? About the graduation. Mom told me you were too busy, that you had a trip planned, that you'd asked her to send you photos instead of coming. The words tumble out between sobs. I believed her. I'm so stupid. You're not stupid. You trusted your mother. That's not stupid. That's just sad. We sit on the couch, the same couch where she learned to read, where we made blanket forts and ate too much ice cream and watched princess movies until we could recite every line. Dad won't talk about it, Maya says. I asked him why you weren't coming, and he just left the room. And Mom said it was complicated and I wouldn't understand and to drop it. But I know something's wrong. I've known for months. Known what? That they're pushing you out. The holidays, the family dinners, even my birthday last month. Mom said you were sick, but I called you and you weren't sick. You just weren't invited. She looks at me with Frank's eyes. She got his eyes. Why are they doing this? I could lie, could protect her, could say, it's complicated the way Amber does. But Maya's not a child anymore, and she deserves the truth. Your parents have been asking me for money, a lot of money, for things they didn't actually need. Her face changes, understanding dawning. The roof. What? In January. Dad said you were helping with the roof repair, but we didn't get the roof fixed. Mom bought a Peloton. Maya's voice gets smaller. And the tutor. For Ethan. There was no tutor. She remodeled the bathroom. She told me it was for your Princeton deposit. My deposit was covered by scholarship, Grandma. They knew that. They've known since December. We sit in silence. I can hear the kitchen clock ticking. The same clock Frank wound every Sunday morning before church. How much? Maya asks. What? How much did they take? It doesn't matter. How much? 16,000 since January. She stands up, starts pacing, just like Frank used to when he was angry. I'm not going to graduation. Maya, no, I'm serious. If you're not there, I'm not walking. I don't care what Mom says. Baby, listen to me. I take her hands, pull her back down. You earned that walk. You worked 4 years for it. You don't punish yourself because your parents made bad choices. But it's not fair. No, it's not. Nothing about this is fair. But you walk across that stage. You collect that diploma. You go to Princeton. You live your life. Without you, I'll be there in spirit. I'll be thinking of you every second. And when you get to campus in August, I'll drive out and help you move into your dorm. Just us. No parents. Deal? She's crying again. I love you so much. I love you too, more than you'll ever know. After she leaves, I sit in the quiet house and let myself feel it. The loss, not just of Jeremy, but of the family I thought we were. The grandmother I thought I'd be. Sunday dinners and Christmas mornings and watching my grandchildren grow up surrounded by people who loved them. That future is gone. My phone rings. Unknown number. I almost don't answer. But something makes me pick up. Mom? Jeremy's voice. Calling from work, probably. Using someone else's phone since I blocked him. Jeremy, what's this about your will? Harold sent me some letter and I don't understand. You don't understand? My voice is ice. Which part? The part where you excluded me from Maya's graduation? The part where you took $16,000 from me under false pretenses? The part where your wife sold my dead husband's things in a garage sale without asking? Silence. Mom, I can explain. No, you can't. There's no explanation that makes any of this okay. Amber makes 180. Harold showed me your tax returns, Jeremy. You're not struggling, you're spending. That's not fair. You want to talk about fair? Fair is being invited to your only granddaughter's graduation. Fair is being asked before someone sells your belongings. Fair is not being treated like a walking ATM by your own son. I didn't mean for it to be like this, but it is like this. And I'm done. My voice breaks just for a second. I'm done being convenient. I'm done being an afterthought. I'm done watching you choose her over me every single time. Mom, please. The will is changed. Everything goes to charity. You get nothing. Maybe that'll teach you that some things matter more than money. You can't do that? I already did. Frank made sure I could. He knew. Did you know that? Your father knew you'd do this. He built in protections. For me, from you. I hear him crying, my baby boy crying. Part of me wants to take it all back, to say, it's okay, and I forgive you, and let's pretend this never happened. But Frank's voice in my head says, don't you dare. So I don't. Goodbye, Jeremy. I hang up, turn off the phone, and sit in the house that suddenly feels too big and too empty and too full of ghosts. But I don't regret it, not for 1 second. Hit that like button if you think I did the right thing. Because the fallout, it's about to get real. Graduation day. I wake up at 6 a.m. even though I have nowhere to be. The ceremony starts at 10. Maya will walk across that stage at approximately 11:15. She's graduating summa cum laude, valedictorian, full ride to Princeton, and I won't be there to see it. I make coffee, sit at the kitchen table, stare at my phone. Maya sent me a photo last night, her in her cap and gown, holding a sign that says, "For Grandma Connie, the real MVP." I cried for an hour. My phone rings. Ruth Kim, my friend from the senior center. We met at a watercolor class 3 months ago. She's 68, Korean War veteran's widow. Says exactly what she thinks and doesn't apologize for any of it. You sitting home feeling sorry for yourself? Good morning to you too, Ruth. Answer the question. I'm drinking coffee. Alone? On your granddaughter's graduation day? Absolutely not. Get dressed. Something nice. I'm picking you up in 30 minutes. Ruth, I don't... 30 minutes, Connie. And wear the blue dress. The one that makes you look like you have your life together even when you don't. She hangs up before I can argue. 28 minutes later, I'm in the blue dress when her car pulls up. She honks. Twice. My neighbor looks out his window. Ruth drives like she's being chased. We end up at the Portland Japanese Garden. She's packed a picnic basket. Champagne, strawberries, sandwiches with the crusts cut off. What is this? This, Ruth says, spreading out a blanket under a cherry tree, is your graduation celebration. Just because they uninvited you doesn't mean the day doesn't matter. Ruth, sit down, drink champagne, and tell me everything from the beginning. And don't leave out the part where you changed your will because I want to hear that part 3 times. So I do. I tell her everything. The money, the lies, the garage sale, the Purple Heart in the free box, Maya's visit, Jeremy's phone call. Ruth listens, drinks champagne. And when I'm done, she refills both our glasses. Your son's an idiot. Ruth, no, I'm serious. Grade A certified idiot. You know what I'd give to have my mother-in-law back? She died 10 years ago and I still miss her. She taught me how to make kimchi, how to stand up to my husband when he was being stubborn, how to be a good mother. Ruth looks at me hard. Your son had you, had your love, your time, your money, and he threw it away for what? A woman who sells Purple Hearts at garage sales? He loves her. He's scared of her. There's a difference. Ruth eats a strawberry. My son did something similar, not as bad, but similar. Stopped calling, stopped visiting. His wife didn't like me, said I was too traditional, too Korean, made him choose. What happened? I let him go. For 2 years, didn't call, didn't text, didn't show up at holidays, just let him live with his choice. And eventually he realized that his wife was controlling him, that he'd cut out everyone who loved him, that he was miserable. Ruth smiles. He showed up at my door one day, no wife, just him. Said, "Mom, I'm sorry. I was wrong." Took him 2 years to figure it out, but he did. What if Jeremy doesn't figure it out? Then you've already grieved him, and you'll survive. Ruth raises her glass. To grandmothers who know their worth, we toast. And at 11:15 exactly, my phone buzzes. It's Maya. A photo, her on stage, holding her diploma, smiling. And in the corner of the photo, I can see Amber. On her phone, not even watching. She's not even looking, I whisper. Of course she's not. That woman doesn't care about Maya's accomplishments. She cares about posting the right photo on Facebook. Ruth squeezes my hand. But you care. You've always cared. And Maya knows it. Another text from Maya. Did it for you, Grandma. Love you forever. I text back. So proud of you. You are my greatest joy. Ruth and I spend the rest of the day in the garden. We take photos, feed the koi, talk about our dead husbands and difficult children and the lives we're building in the wreckage of everything we lost. At 5 p.m., my phone explodes. 17 missed calls, 23 texts, all from Amber. How dare you cut off Jeremy? We need that money for Maya's dorm furniture. You're a selfish old woman. Frank would be disgusted with you. Don't expect to ever see your grandkids again. Ruth reads them over my shoulder. Wow, she really went full psycho. Should I respond? Absolutely not. Let her scream into the void. Ruth takes my phone, blocks Amber's number. There. Problem solved, but it's not solved. Because at 6 p.m., Jeremy calls. From a different number. Mom, please, pick up. Amber's really upset. The graduation party was today and the caterer canceled. And we don't have any food and everyone's here and it's a disaster. And maybe you could just… Ruth grabs the phone, puts it on speaker. Just what, Jeremy? Give you more money? Bail you out? Pretend like nothing happened? Who is this? This is Ruth, your mother's friend. The one who's been here for her while you've been stealing from her. I wasn't stealing. What do you call taking money under false pretenses? What do you call selling someone's belongings without permission? Ruth's voice could cut glass. You're a thief and a liar, and your mother deserves better. Silence. Then, can I talk to my mom? Please? Ruth looks at me, raises an eyebrow. Your call. I take the phone. Take a breath. Hi, Jeremy. Mom, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Everything's falling apart and I don't know what to do and… No. What? No, I'm not giving you money. I'm not fixing your party. I'm not solving your problems. My voice is steady, calm. You made your choices. Now you live with them. But, goodbye, Jeremy. I hang up, turn off the phone. And for the first time in months, I feel light. 3 months pass. I don't hear from Jeremy. Don't hear from Amber. I do hear from Maya. She calls every week from Princeton, tells me about her classes, her roommate, the campus. She's pledging a sorority, trying out for the debate team, living the life we always dreamed she'd live. Are you okay, Grandma? Really okay? I'm better than okay, sweetheart. I'm free, and I am. I joined a book club at the senior center, started taking pottery classes with Ruth, volunteered at a women's shelter, started living a life that doesn't revolve around waiting for my son to need me. The house feels less empty now, less like a memorial, more like a home. Then one Tuesday, the doorbell rings. It's Jeremy. He's thinner, older. There are lines on his face that weren't there 3 months ago. He's holding a pumpkin pie. I open the door. Don't open the screen. Not yet. Hi, Mom. Jeremy. I know I don't have the right to be here. I know I don't deserve. His voice cracks. I just wanted to bring you this. You taught me to bake it when I was 12. Remember? We made 3 of them for Thanksgiving, and Dad ate half of one before dinner even started. I remember. Of course I remember. Why are you here? To say I'm sorry. Really sorry. Not the sorry I got caught kind. The I understand what I did kind. And what did you do? He takes a breath. I took advantage of you. I lied. I chose Amber's wants over your needs. I treated you like you were disposable, like your only value was what you could give me. Tears are running down his face now. I lost the house. Amber left me, took Ethan. I have Maya on weekends. I'm in therapy, financial counseling, AA because I didn't realize I was using alcohol to avoid facing what I'd become. I don't say anything, just listen. I wrote you a letter 4 weeks ago. Did you get it? I got it. And you didn't respond. No. Why? Because you needed to do this for yourself. Not for me. Not to get back in the will. Not to fix things. For you. He nods, wipes his eyes. I'm trying. To be the man Dad raised, the one you deserved. I don't know if I'll ever get there, but I'm trying. We stand there, the screen door between us. This thin piece of mesh that might as well be a canyon. I'm not asking for forgiveness, he says. I'm not asking for anything. I just needed you to know that you were right about everything. And I'm sorry it took losing everything to see it. I look at him, really look. And I see my little boy. The one who cried when his goldfish died. The one who used to hold my hand crossing the street. The one who told me I was his hero when he was 7 years old. That boy is still in there. Somewhere. Under all the mistakes and the weakness and the poor choices. But he's not the same boy. and I'm not the same mother. Maya appears behind him. She drove him here. She's watching from the sidewalk. Maya's been talking to me, Jeremy says, about Princeton, about you helping her move in, about how you've been there for her when I wasn't. He swallows hard. I want to be there too, if you'll let me, not to take over, not to fix things, just to show up, the way I should have been showing up all along. I look at Maya. She nods, gives me a small smile. I look back at Jeremy. Just coffee, I say. That's all I'm offering. Just coffee. His face crumples. Yeah, I'd really like that. I open the screen door. He comes in slowly, like he doesn't trust it, like I might change my mind. We sit at the kitchen table, the same table where he did homework and ate breakfast and told me about his first date. I make coffee. We drink it in silence for a while. The will, he finally says. I'm not asking you to change it back. I just want you to know, I understand why you did it. And I think it was the right choice. Do you? Yeah, because if you hadn't, I'd probably still be lying to myself. Still be letting Amber run my life. Still be using you. He stares into his coffee. Sometimes people need to lose everything to remember what matters. And what matters, Jeremy? This. You. Being a man you'd be proud of. He looks up. I don't know if I'll ever earn back your trust, but I want to try, if you'll let me. I think about Frank, about what he'd say, about the protection clause he built into the will because he knew this day might come. And I think about Ruth, about what she said, that her son took 2 years, but he got there, that some people just need time. This isn't forgiveness, I say. Not yet. I know. This is just a beginning. Maybe if you keep showing up, if you keep doing the work, if you prove that you've actually changed and this isn't just another performance, I will. I promise. Don't promise. Just do it. He nods. Maya comes in, hugs me. Thank you, she whispers. For what? For teaching me that love doesn't mean letting people hurt you. That boundaries are important, that you can love someone and still protect yourself. And that's when I know that even in the pain and the betrayal and the loss, something good came out of this. Maya learned. She learned what I took 71 years to figure out. That your presence is a gift. Your love is valuable. Your boundaries are sacred. And sometimes the greatest act of love is teaching someone they can't have you unless they treat you right. That's not cruelty. That's dignity. 6 months later, I'm in my garden. It's Thanksgiving morning. Ruth is coming over. So is Maya. And Jeremy asked if he could come too, just for coffee and pie. Nothing more. I said yes. The doorbell rings. I wipe the dirt off my hands and go to answer it. Jeremy's on the porch with the pumpkin pie. He's been bringing one every week for 6 months. Every single week. Never asking for anything. Just showing up. Hi, Mom. Hi, honey. Come in. He comes in. Ruth arrives. Then Maya. We sit around the table. The one Frank built 40 years ago. We drink coffee. We eat pie. We tell stories about Frank that make us laugh and cry at the same time. It's not the family I had. It's smaller, more fragile, built on shaky ground, but it's real. And sometimes real is enough. I look around the table, at Ruth, who chose me as family, at Maya, who never stopped loving me, at Jeremy, who's trying to find his way back, and I realize something. I spent so long being afraid of losing my family that I forgot to ask if my family was worth keeping. But I'm not that woman anymore. I'm the woman who knows her worth, who sets boundaries, who chooses herself. I'm Connie Waller, and I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. If this story touched you, like the video and subscribe for more stories about resilience and strength. Drop a comment telling me, have you ever had to set boundaries with family? Share your story. You might help someone who's going through the same thing right now. Remember, blood doesn't make you family. Love does, respect does, showing up does, and you deserve people who do all three. You are not alone. This video is created for storytelling and entertainment purposes only. While the story is based on true life events, It has been brought to life with the help of AI-assisted tools for narration and dramatization. Viewer discretion is advised.